What's going on, guys? It's me, Shukashu. We are back with another Musume video. In today's video, we will just be going over round 2, or just participating in round 2, day 2. As you guys can see in the screen, we did make it to Group B finals, which makes it obvious that in round 2, day 1, I wasn't able to make it to Group A, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Kind of expected because I was having a hard time. There was a lot of UCs this time around in round 1. Like I encountered a lot more UCs than I expected, but hope you had a good weekend. Before we do jump into heavy runs and the comments, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, a link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Requests for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you sent a request. And then after that, head over to the comment section down below or to the Discord channel or into the Circle Request channel and let me know that you sent your request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, I did do a few extra runs just to see if I could bring on a different Uma, and I did end up training a UD6 Duramente. She wasn't that bad. It's just it wasn't good enough, so to speak. That is pretty much it. So I'm just gonna run the same team that I've been running and just go over the comments in the back. So, or while the runs are going in the background. Let's see. Let me load up the comments and oops. All right, so first batch of comments we will be going over is from Nova. That first attempt at CM and Group A Ghetto. Vivlos won 3 times in a row, so the debuffer won. I guess this will be a battle between her and chasers. Donnas are numerous, but there's like a backup option if Vivlos and Dura fails. Well, glad to see you made it to Group A. Unfortunately, like I said, I wasn't able to. And then maybe I could give Ramino a try as backup. It could work. She does do medium distance. She does do medium distance. Next comment says mustard talk. Was that when you were talking about how when you think about or when you hear about luck, the word lucky, or how someone's lucky, you think mustard? was that the comment? I think it may be. I'm not too sure. Or was it about your Rochia pulls? I think it was about your Rochia pulls and your weapon and all that. I'm not too sure. It's been a couple of days. HBR is accelerating to catch up to JP, but I guess that's fine. If I don't swipe, then it's not that good. I think I'm okay with it also. But what makes it hard is keeping up with it, because I'm, as it's pretty obvious, I've been focusing more on the other games and their events and all that, whereas HBR is kind of just like, well, I'm trying, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I did finish the special episode in Zenless, and I have to say that this is the best one so far. Ooh. Although there are cliche elements in this whole lore. Yeah. I do enjoy the fact that the story is short and action-packed. Special episode. We're talking about actually wait. It took me about 2 hours, but I don't know. Is that technically short? Is that technically short compared to the agent story because 2 hours is a decent amount. I would say about 2 hours. But there wasn't really a part of the whole thing where I feel bored. True. I think Evelyn's playstyle is a bit similar to Jane Doe, but it's flashier. I think having her as a DPS for the fire team is going to be quite enjoyable. Yeah, it is pretty similar in a way. I could see that. I could see that. Also, I've noticed that I've been using Miyabi with Bernice in Zenless and Carlota and Chun-Li and Wuwa. The fire and ice combo is strong. I'm telling you. Fire and ice elements I like a lot. Just saw a video on YouTube explaining why gacha games are not as good as other games. I'd like to see what's your opinion on this guy's take. Mainly, he separated into two parts, gameplay and communities. I guess I'll go over your comment first before I give my opinion. In quotes, gameplay is not flushed out and repetitive. Gameplay's not flushed out and repetitive. At this point, I'd say that's the nature of gacha games. It's repetitive because they actively incentivize you to play dailies to get the currency or rocks to pull in the gacha. I do agree that there are many gacha genres that are overlapping, and those are the gachas where I would choose to drop one over the other. Arknights over Path to Nowhere, for example. Path to Nowhere. Sounds familiar, but I don't think I actually exactly know what it is. I feel like I've heard this game, but I've never really seen anything about it, I think. Here's a picture. Well, since you said Arknights, I could kind of know what game it is pretty much. However, I think the benefit of gacha is literally the fact that they are not locked by a paywall like triple A games do. I'm not denying that gacha games are predatory and they will make an effort in game to make you feel the need to pull this character and such. Yet the ability to earn currency over time to get a character is what's good about those games. I've seen a lot of live service AAA games shut down just because they aren't enjoyable to the players, or they're simply cut because the company thinks a live service is expensive and not profitable. In that aspect, I say gacha games are doing so much better in the live service department. Story-wise, I do find myself enjoying both gacha and non-gacha games. Games like Fallout 4, Last of Us 1, and Red Dead Redemption 2 all have compelling stories that would rival any gacha game. Even so, once the story is over with a spam of 100 hours, or I guess span is what you meant to say, of 100 hours at most, then it's over. For gachas though, the story is ever evolving and the only limit to that is EOS. Before I go over the second part, I'll give my thoughts on this part. For me, it's kind of weird how you could say that gacha games are not, their gameplay is not fleshed out and they're repetitive, because I mean, I've played, pretty sure a lot of us has played AAA games, or just games like on consoles and all that, like where you play the story for however long, some being like less than 10 hours, or like looking at 10 to 20, maybe a little bit longer. Obviously, if you're playing like more of a JRPG open world game, maybe you're looking at close to 100 hours plus. But to say that the gameplay is repetitive kind of makes you think what games this guy played. Because there are many games where, just like how in gachas where you log in daily, pretty much do the same thing, or farming for the same thing. And those games where you farm for gear and all that, or just waiting for that drop and all, and for that specific drop or what you're looking for your gear. it's pretty repetitive going against the same enemies and all that, just so you can get that one drop, like the best drop you can get. So it's kind of weird. I would say it's repetitive when, in a sense, when you're farming for said materials or gear for your account or your character in these AAA games, or you know, it's pretty much the same thing, I would say. Story, I agree with what you said. It's pretty much in gotchas. It is basically evolving as long as they keep going, you know. I also find myself enjoying both because I do enjoy playing both types of games. But there are some moments where there are stories from AAA games where they can be a little bit more compared to, let's say, like right now, like Zenless' story or Wuthering Waves' story, even Starville, because I do love Starville's story, and even Genshin's, because Genshin's story is good. Genshin's story is good. Well, the problem with Genshin, which is more relatable to the next question, is the community. The community is toxic as hell. But yeah, Genshin's story has improved over the years, starting from Mondstadt, ending now Natlan, which I've said multiple times, and I don't know for how long, but I've said multiple times that Natlan has been, to me, the best story so far in Genshin. So whereas for like Starville, and Zenless, I never really had any complaints, but just pure enjoyment for the stories. And there are moments, like I said, there are moments where in like these AAA games where the story is lacking sometimes, and you, at the end of the day, you're like, dang, I spent like $60+ for a subpar story. So yeah, I mean, that $60+ is basically essentially you swiping in a gacha game and all that, but obviously you still need to get the pull the character, which is totally understandable. But I don't know what games he may or may not be talking about, because if gameplay is not fleshed out or repetitive, if we're talking about like online multiplayer games, that's stupidly repetitive, which is why one of the reasons why I don't necessarily play online multiplayer games, whether if it's FPS or anything like that, a little too long if I do play it. Examples would be like Call of Duty. You're literally doing the same thing all over again. No matter what gameplay you play online, you're still the same thing. It could be a different game mode, but what are you doing? You're still just shooting up the other team, pretty much. Which is why I'm more of a zombies player when it comes to Call of Duty. But other like online games, I'm just like, you know. So in my opinion, I think it's can be, you know, pretty even. Or if anything, for the past couple years at least, there's been more gacha games I've been more excited to play, or more excited for the story and all that, compared to these AAA games that are made for that, you know, they would pay like $60-$70 for. But yeah, I mean, it so confuses me how you could say gameplay is repetitive. I'm assuming he's thinking maybe gameplay's not repetitive for these AAA games, but it's like, if you think about it, it can get repetitive. It can get repetitive, and I'll say, yeah, you could. 100 hours is a good amount before someone can actually just drop the game completely. I could say, like, for example, when I played Persona 5, I gave it a good 3 playthroughs, I'd say. But by the third playthrough, I felt like my personas were too strong at that point. Because yeah, I was, making personas to get the best possible I can. And then when Persona 5 Royale came out, I just gave it, I would say 1.5 playthrough, because I didn't finish the second playthrough. Because it was pretty much just Persona 5 with, you could say, just like a DLC edition, and that's what I would call it. But I do love Persona 5. But do I see myself going back to it? If I really wanted to play the story again, sure, but no. But at least with gacha games, you do have, they do give you, currency to pull for future characters. Even gacha games these days are trying to add different elements to their games to kind of make it different. Zenless, for example, with this patch, they kind of gave that I would call it Fall Guys game mode event with the Bang Boo with EOS, if you're familiar with that. Nova, pretty sure you are. And then like them just adding different, adding different game modes while still, while like the main story is still building up. But what I like about the events in like games like Zenless, or even like the side stories, they do connect to the main story in a way. Because this, I guess you could call it New Year's event that they're having in Zenless, or story part, you still get to learn more about the character. And they obviously still connect it to the main story or any story, because they will bring it up and within it, and just like, cool. And it's quite enjoyable still. Whereas, and then like obviously just like the JRPG games compared to like the actual JRPG games the AAA ones, or gacha games, they all have side quests. What are you doing? Just the same thing all over again. So I don't see the complaint here. But moving on, the communities are toxic and detrimental to the gachas. To this point, I say that it's not really an issue if you don't look into it. Like Shushu, you can choose to shut off Twitter and YouTube and just play the gacha for what it is. I only dabble in the community dramas because I know they won't really affect my perception of the game. Mind you that I did quit Genshin purely out of my frustration with the game and not with the community drama. From an outsider who knows nothing about gachas, it is bad. That point I can't deny. Then again, do I expect the communities to get better? Nope, not at all. That's just the nature of gacha communities. You either like it or ignore it. That is true. That is true. I mean, it's like I did mention, my main complaint pretty much for this is just the communities. Got like Genshin was the prime example I used earlier for like a toxic community, but it's not to say that communities in, let's just say, like these online multiplayer games, like I don't know about like single player and all that. I don't think I've ever seen it go bad. I don't know, it's just me, but like for like online multiplayer games from like Call of Duty or anything like that, it can get toxic. It can get toxic. It's not only just gacha games, but the gacha game community, especially depending on the game, it can get really bad. Which me, it doesn't bother me. I just ignore it whenever I don't purely ignore it when I see it. I do get curious on what's going on, especially if it's a game that I'm always obviously playing, so I'll take a look at it. But will it bother me? No. No, I would simply just, I would just simply, especially depending on the reason, I would just essentially be like, why? Why are you, why is this even a thing? Just like how, I guess I can bring up one of them where people were complaining about the current story of Star Rail because it was quote unquote too long, where before they were complaining that the story was quote unquote too short. It's kind of weird in my opinion, because this recent story, like I said, you could get it done in like 8 hours. For me, who likes to look around for loot, the loot chests and all that, essentially took me 10 plus hours, just perfectly fine, because I was there for the story. But one of the previous like event stories was like 6 hours. No one complained about that, so I'm like, what's the difference with 2 more hours? So it's just weird. Like I said, the communities are stupid sometimes, or how like one of the more noticeable ones was like how people were complaining a lot about Natlan in Genshin, where even through all that drama that was people were having, whether it was about the story of Natlan, the characters, the new characters that they release, I on the other hand love Natlan and their character their designs and all that. So for me, it's like, I don't necessarily care about them. I do see them on YouTube. I do see them on Twitter whenever I go on Twitter. But it doesn't bother me. It's just like, I just choose to ignore it sometimes, or sometimes I just get curious and look at it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I say both communities can be toxic, depending on the games we're talking about. But I would say gacha games are more, when it comes to communities, can be more toxic than the other games, simply because you could just be a normal person enjoying your game, having no complaints and all that, but then you get sucked into the toxicity of the community because you're spending time in the community, and then you become one of them. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Like how people are in Wuwa are complaining about Rochia, but she ain't even that bad of a character. She's actually a pretty good character, but these meta-headed character players are so focused on meta play that they're blinded by how good Rochio can be, but because they want better. The only reason why I say this is someone, I think there was like a video that my brother mentioned saying that their account is brick because they pulled for Rochia. I'm just like, you know. So yeah, that is my take on that. I mean, I think the whole gameplay is repetitive and not fleshed out. I think it can be 50-50 on that, if we're just going to be more simple on that. For the communities, I'll give it a little bit more to the gacha community being a little bit more toxic, only because of what I've seen. But it's not like the other game community can be toxic as well. I guess one more example of that would be like, I'll use Call of Duty again, because their multiplayer community can be really toxic. And if I compare that to their zombies players community, it's night and day. It's night and day. That's all I can say. But that is my take on that. And then lastly, well, just clinched the Group A finals part in the second attempt. 3 wins, 2 losses this time around. I think it's kind of hard for me to get into Group A in general. A lot of UC 5 to 7 Umas and Vegas. I see, I guess, Ayabes. I see throughout the matches. I agree. There was a lot of Ayabes. Dormente and Donna were the carry. I replaced Vivlos with a debuffer to see if it works, and it kind of did. I did tell you that, you know, you should have a debuffer. I will need to remake a new debuffer next time, though, since Vivlos won the finals last time. I'm going to see if either Donna or Doramente can take the crown this time around. Hope your runs go good. Well, unfortunately, I didn't make it to Group A. But at least I did make it to Group B finals. So that's all I can pretty much say. Because this video with the runs is just pretty much just chilling while I go over the comments. But I'm not surprised that having a debuffer kind of worked, because they do kind of help in a way. So yeah. Other than that, that is pretty much it from the comments from Nova. Thank you for all the comments. Appreciate it as always. And the last two comments are going to be from Rick. Between mustard, mayo, and ketchup, which one is your favorite? Between the three, which one's my favorite? I honestly don't mind any of them, but my favorite? Honestly, it might be. It's funny because as a kid, it wasn't like my favorite out of the three. But not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, I think I like mustard a little bit more than ketchup. I think. It's kind of like as a kid, I didn't really like pickles, but as I grew up, you know, I don't mind pickles. I kind of like them in a way. But yeah, I think I'll give it the edge just a little bit over to mustard, because ketchup has kind of been like the norm, I guess, or the basic thing for me. Whereas mayo, I don't really mind mayo. I don't mind it at all. I don't hate it, but I don't like it. So I guess I'll give it a mustard. My favorite one is mustard. Oh, and I like mayo, but I don't like ketchup. Maybe a little bit, it's fine. I'm fine with ketchup. Mayo, I'm fine too. Like sometimes I just mix the two. Now when I think of mustard, my mind goes immediately to two things: Lucky and Kendrick yelling mustard on his song TV Off. I know you said you don't listen to Western music since quite long ago, and you probably didn't get the Kendrick thing, but maybe someone else would. P.S. I watched the video a few hours ago, but came back to type comments. I know Kendrick. I don't know the songs. So yeah, you're right on me probably not knowing it or not getting it. Yeah, I don't get it at all. Pretty sure I haven't heard the song a single time. Whether it was by random or by choice. Pretty sure I haven't heard the song yet, or at all. And then the last one, I think I was going to type a second comment about something, but I forgot. Since I forgot, it probably wasn't important. Guess this is my second comment. Hope you have a nice day. Hope you have a nice day as well, Rick. And that goes for everyone as well. But other than that, that's going to be pretty much it for all the comments. So thank you, Nova and Rick, for the comments. Appreciate it as always. I think we are still just only in the second ticket. So I guess as we go through the rest of the tickets, which is just one more, and the rest of the races, I guess I can talk about my weekend. Like I said earlier in the video, hope y'all had a good weekend. At least I assume I did say it earlier in the video, right? I pretty much did the Rochia companion story, which will be posted later after this video is posted as usual. And I think that will pretty much end, not end, but pretty much be the last video until the next update for either Zenless or Wuwa, since they are fairly recent. So I'll just be waiting until the next update. But for Zenless, I've been doing some of the events, like the Bang Boo event I mentioned earlier. I think I'm almost done with it. I think I'm like halfway maybe. And then I think besides the companion story, there are a few other things I can do. Just haven't done it yet. Genshin has their Lantern Rites event, so I do want to do that as well. Star Rail, what does Star Rail have right now? I don't remember. I should check it later. And then those Frontline has kind of just been chilling there, because and then HBR, like I said, I haven't still fully caught up to the story, unfortunately. Only because also I've been farming in Dokkan, because the anniversary is coming up this week. And if you guys are wondering, if you guys remembered, the last time I said I was farming was for the anniversary and all that. It was simply, well, if you're wondering why the anniversary is happening within like half a year, is because of the merge. So basically, Global and JP are now in the same boat, and basically adopted the JP anniversary. So essentially, Global got 2 anniversary celebrations within 6 months. So yeah, that's why I've been playing that more. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No break with the new event. I am just trying to get more currency just so I can pull the character, because I really do like the character. But other than that, nothing much. I did extra runs over the weekend. Probably not enough to say that I went back to the same amount that I've trained for, but I'll try to squeeze in a couple more runs before the end of January, just so I can kind of make up for last month's. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Don't really have any more updates, so don't really know. I did train Duramente and Ida. I didn't bother training another Gentle Donna because I thought she was doing okay. The Kita run was a low UD, but it was pretty bad at the same time. Like, it wasn't gonna cut it. And then the Duramente one, obviously, this UD6 was the best one I was able to train. I pretty much did that prior to the end of round 1, because I wanted to try it out for day 2. And then day 2, I pretty much, since I knew I was just going to be in Group B, I didn't really bother training. But obviously tomorrow's a video, since it's going to be a break in between. Hey, look, my Gentle Donna caught up. It's going to be a break between round 2, I guess. Right? Yeah, between day 2, round 2, and the finals should be. We'll train someone else or do Master Challenge, which I think we'll probably do Master Challenge just because. And then I'll just try and do some extra training just because I want to do a few more runs just to see if I can get better trained Umas. And then for this last ticket, we're just gonna go speed through it, pretty much. Speed through it. And then I think Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday's video should be the finals, the Group B finals. I think also maybe the new banner. Not too sure. Not too sure. Oh, I think, yeah. No. The new banner should be on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So Wednesday's video should just be the finals. If I'm looking at this correctly. I wonder who the next banner, who the next banner is. Oh, it should be Valentine's. It should be the Valentine's one. Did they post anything about it? I'm actually not too sure. Let me take a look. They probably won't post until like the day before or 2 days before, so it might not be here in the news. Oh, I should probably just do this. No, I don't think there are anything about it. Oh, there's Apocalypse on Wednesday. So we'll find out on Wednesday. Okay. Well, I guess Tuesday for us, right? Either or. Oh, Master Challenge is coming to an end. Oh, that's next month. Why would they say that? Making me think it was ending like this week. Yeah, there hasn't been anything because the Apocalypse is, I think, on Wednesday or Tuesday. It will deliver the latest game information, including new training scenarios. So that'll be interesting. That will be interesting. Yeah, my Teo didn't do well since I see a Teo here. My Teo surprisingly didn't do well, but it is what it is. But I think this one just might, yeah, just might take the win. Let's just finish off these last batch of races, or last 3 races, and we can end the video from there. Let me also refresh the comments just to see if any comments had been added, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh, I think I haven't showed you guys yet, right? The Dormente figure I got. I might as well grab it now while this race is going, so I'll be back. I'm just gonna let it roll. Felt like I was supposed to show this like a month ago, but sure. But essentially, shoot, I maybe like this. It's focusing on me and not the figure. Let me get out of them. But you guys can pretty much see how it looks. It's kind of like a trophy in a way. But I'm trying to cover my face so you can see the figure. There's also a name plaque on the bottom. It says her name and also says Musume Pretty Derby Season 3. Pretty nice figure, I'd say. I wasn't able to put it in the same acrylic case as Kita because both their bases are huge, but it is a nice figure. It is a nice figure. I don't know why I just remembered that randomly. Probably because the Dormente is right here. But I have trained her, so it's kind of weird how I haven't remembered it at the same time, so... Right, last two races. And we can end the video after that. Ono Bourbon or Chocobon. Win variation. Will my gentle Donna catch up? It looks like it. It is between these two. Unless Dormente just sneaks in. Oh no, Win variation just came out of nowhere. I do low-key still wish I had her, but guess not. Guess not. I could say the same with Katsuragi Ace. Wish I had her. Guess not. And then the final race for round 2. Final race for round 2 before we go on a break. Now the reason why I did say there's a break between... Oh no. I don't know why I felt like I don't know why I felt like this it's the other way around. For some odd reason I thought the break starts after I record this, but obviously it does, but at nighttime. I'm just confusing myself. So yeah, Monday night till Tuesday night should be the break for the DM, and then I'll resume Tuesday night, at least for me, Tuesday night until Wednesday night. That's why I say Tuesday is kind of like the break period, because there's no CM, so I can either post a training video or do master challenge like I did last time, which I think I'll do that because I haven't touched it since. Oh, why am I watching it? Is there 3 gentle dawns that kind of look like it? Kind of look like it. There is. But why does it feel like Ayabe is gonna win this? Yeah, or yeah, Ayabe's winning it. That Doramente almost went for it, but we didn't win a single race this batch, huh? Or did I? I don't even remember. Yeah, we didn't. Whereas the last set, we did win every race. It's kind of hilarious. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But with that being said, guys, that is the result of my round 2. Let's see how many Doramente has won. Well, first, second, and third. 6. Oh, how I feel about that. The one time I used Kita, I guess 2 times I did use her 2 times because I tried using her again. That first race was her only win. Gentle Donna again being the most used out of the Umas I use with 24 wins. I don't think Teo didn't. 2 tries. This one was 1 try. And then obviously Agnes Tachyon's whatever. Agnes Tachyon is whatever. But with that being said, guys, that is going to be the end of this video. If you guys didn't make it this far, I do want to say thank you. If you guys can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Let me know your results for the CM going into the finals. And also let me know how your guys' weekend were. And if there's anything else y'all want to do, talk about or ask me. It doesn't have to be Uma related. It could be anything else. As long as it's appropriate, I'll go over it. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord server, link is down in the description down below. There is a channel called Circle Request for those who haven't joined a circle or are looking for a circle to join. Y'all are free to join the circle that I'm in. It is called Shushu. Once you give that a search, hit request join. It'll let me know that you sent a request and want to join. So after that, head over to the comment section or to the Circle Request channel, the Discord server. Let me know that you sent the request along with your in-game name, just so I can make sure to add you into the circle and not somebody else. But with that being said, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you once again. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.